Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here, coming back at you for another part of the Supernatural Season 9 review. This is continuing where I left off on the last part, so let's get started on it. Episode 18, Metafiction. This is where Sam and Dean were. It shows in the beginning that Metatron's like, let me tell you all a story. And we'll see how this character unfolds, how these events unfold and all that. So, pretty much saying I'm going to sit back and watch the show unveil or whatever. But yeah, it shows in the beginning Dean's looking at himself like he's ready to kill and all that, and they're trying to look for... Castiel just saw a few angel attacks or whatever, and they said this angel named Gadriel attacked them or whatever. This chick Hannah told Castiel that, and Castiel's like, who's the angel that attacked you? And she said Gadriel. And that's where Cass kind of runs into a not real Gabriel or whatever, so kind of is I guess Metatron was messing with him with some kind of illusion spell or something, I don't know. But yeah, it shows that Gabriel could be back, but he's not. And Sam and Dean run into Gadriel, and they kidnap him and torture him mostly. Sam's just ready to beat the living shit out of him because of what he did to him. And that's where Dean told Sam to run off and cool down and all that, and said to go find Cass and all that. So Sam went to go find Cass, and then Metatron stumbled upon him and said, I'll make an even trade with you. I have your Castiel. Just give me back my man, Gadriel, and we can go our separate ways. And he's like, a fair trade? He's like, I'm a man of my word. And yeah, that's where they do the even exchange, and Sam comes back to Dean, and then he sees that Gadriel's been beaten up a lot by Dean's hands. And yeah, Gadriel wanted him to kill him and all that, and Dean's like, oh, you'd like that, won't you? But you're gonna stay here and rot, you son of a bitch. And yeah, they go to the meetup where they're supposed to make the even exchange, and then they kind of trap Metatron, and then it looks like he's fake. He looks like he's hurting whenever he sees the angel warding, but he's messing with him. He's kind of acting out and playing with them, and he does the even exchange and blows away the angel, the holy trap or whatever they set up for him. And yeah, they both go their separate ways, and Cass finds out that Dean got the Mark of Cain, and he's saying it's a means to an end, and yeah. So pretty much that story unveils, and Gadriel talks to Metatron and says, was your whole plan of the Winchesters capturing me part of your story? He's like, that was a surprise. He's like, I always have to make it interesting, the whole story. But I know, he said, I know something they don't, the ending. Or whatever. And to get there, everyone has to play the rules. And pretty much you hear him typing and all that, and that's the end of it. And episode 18 is getting a 4.5 out of 5. Episode 19, Alex, Annie, Alexis, Anne. This is where this chick named Alex or whatever is like, gets put in this jail or whatever. And then one of her family members or something, this guy or whatever, comes for her and says, we've been looking for you. And he's a vampire. And yeah, Jody comes in and slices his head off. So then she calls Sam and Dean, and they come over here, and this chick's got an attitude. And they're like, that's great. And yeah. They look at the mark on her neck, and it looks like they were feeding off her. Or something. And she said, I let them feed off me, is what she said. But yeah, this episode was not bad. Jody kind of adopted another daughter she never had or something. And was trying to fight for this Alex chick or whatever. This kid named Alex, and she's kind of trying to get away from the vampire family that was taking care of her. And yeah, she's like, don't tell mama and all that. And they kind of kill the mom and the other vampire and another one, I guess. There were like 4 or 5 of these guys, and Sam and Dean tortured one and killed them. And then they were coming to look for Jody. Or they were going with Sam and Dean just to go find Alex because she got kidnapped by her so-called mama, is what she calls them. And yeah, they cut her head off, and then they cut the other guy's head off. And Dean's just like, look at me, bitch, and all that to the other vampire, so he's like getting an enjoyment out of killing. So yeah, you can tell something's very off with Dean. So episode 19 is getting a 4.5 out of 5. Alex actually is going to be with Jody now, so she's in good hands. So that kind of ends their case mostly. They killed the vampires that were feeding off this chick or whatever that was delivering them food. That was delivering them humans or whatever so they could eat on, which was sick. But it was not a bad episode. Episode 20, Bloodlines. This is about a family full of monsters, or a faction full of families that go to war with each other, or trying to keep the peace, like Jinn, werewolves, vampires. Trying to think. There's more than that. Shapeshifters, you name it. Pretty much those kinds of monsters. It's like a Monsterville of Chicago or whatever. And this kid's girlfriend gets killed by someone that's going after these monsters because this guy's kid got killed by one of these monsters, and this kid's girlfriend or whatever gets killed in the process. And then Sam and Dean are trying to help this kid, including this guy named Sal, that's working with them to find the guy that's responsible for killing Sal's brother-in-law, I think, or brother or something. And, or, no, not Sal. Sal was the guy that died. And yeah, this episode is getting a 4.5 out of 5. They do kill the guy that was responsible for killing Sal and all that. And yeah, and then Sam tells Dean, or Dean tells Sam, dropping the ball on Abaddon and all that. It's time to go. So that's when they know shit's going down very soon. So episode 20 is getting a 4.5 out of 5. It leaves off at the end where this guy's searching for his father, or trying to find other monsters to hunt. Episode 21, King of the Damned. This one was where Abaddon uses a spell to goes back in time to get Gavin or whatever, Crowley's son that got killed. That got killed on the ship that sank or went down or whatever. So he was supposed to die on that ship, and then they brought him back to the present world, which is 2014. at the time, and then Abaddon said she had a fair trade for Crowley when he was trying to get his best disciples to be on his side against Abaddon just to win the battle against her or something. So he's having his own election with this, which is kind of funny. And Abaddon actually traps Crowley and shoots him with a demon smoking bullet or whatever, like a devil's trap carved in a bullet. So yeah, and then he calls Dean and says Poughkeepsie or whatever, and saying it's a trap and all that. That's where she knew that he was tricking her and trying to get Dean to kill her. So yeah, Dean does kill her, and he gets the blade, and yeah, Abaddon's dead. And Gavin ran off or whatever into the world. So yeah. Episode 21's getting a 4.5 out of 5. Episode 22, Stairway to Heaven. This is where one of these guys, Ezra or something, says he's on a secret mission that he got from Metatron or whatever, that he was bringing the Chosen back to heaven or whatever. He's just redecorating the place or of his own image or something. And yeah, this Ezra character got killed, not by Sam and Dean. They were kind of screwing with him. That, he didn't talk to Metatron. And yeah, Cass is like leading this angel army or whatever. I didn't explain that in episode 18. Cass actually summoned the angels that wanted to be by his side, and Metatron told him to make an angel army and send them after me and all that. And he's like, just be their fucking leader, man. And he was saying about how's your stolen grace doing, and he's like, it's fine. And he's like, no, it's not. It's fading out, and you're gonna fade out too. So, Stairway to Heaven, they do bring try to find the gates to heaven and all that, and just to go back to heaven. The angels and Sam and Castiel are trying to look for the door, but they find the angel that runs off just to go there, and he gets killed. And Josiah, I think his name was, or whatever. And yeah, Dean was questioning the Reaper Tessa that he kidnapped or whatever, that he brought in for questioning, and Tessa kind of ran into Dean's angel blade or whatever and killed herself because she couldn't handle the screams in the veil, the souls that were not going up to heaven. And that's where the angels found out about Cass's grace, the ones that were following Cass, and yeah. They pretty much were like, is it true about your stolen grace? They're like, you gotta choose. It's us or it's them. You either follow us or you follow the Winchesters. And yeah, Metatron kind of made the angels turn on Castiel and leave him. And so Cass, Sam, and Dean went their separate ways, and the other angels followed Metatron because he wanted to win. And at the very end of the episode, it shows Gadriel saying, I'm not here to fight, because he comes into the bunker and tries to join forces with Metatron because he knew he was losing didn't want to be on the same side as Metatron. Dean kind of shakes his hand and then slices him through from the stomach up to the chest with the first blade, and is ready to pounce on him and kill him. So episode 22 is getting a 4.5 out of 5. I will have to come back at you in the next video for the final episode. So stay tuned for the next next part of this review, and I'll see you in the next video.